Welcome back to Bump Love. We're excited to have you today, and our topic today is possibly one of my favorite ones because I don't have a maid. I've never had a maid, and so I've had to incorporate into my motherhood things like tips, tricks, and hacks. So our topic today is mom hacks, tricks, and hacks. And I'll go first. So I'd come from a life of using washing soap to wash her hair.
Terrible mother.
Yeah, terrible mother. Tisk. Because I was still trying to get tips, tricks, and hacks for other things around my life. And her hair was not a priority at that point. And so we used to take her to so many salons, and she's crying and all of that stuff. And her hair was long and it looked nice and it looked like it had a future. Like you could see it. There was a vision. So it had potential. So maybe about a year or so ago, when I could do her twists in her hair really well, she's had the same hairstyle. Wow. Because I twist the hair. The hair is twisted. I wash it twisted. Like I just cut out the rubber bands. I wash it twisted. I shampoo, I condition, I deep treat it, I put in leave-in, I do the lock, everything with her hair in twists.
Wow.
And then when I'm doing, now I'm styling, I just get back to those twists and make the lines clearer.
And it comes out properly.
Yeah. With girl these days, I get it, my props, put another rubber band, off we go.
Wow.
So then now that's the point where I decide, do I want to do like double twist? Do I want to leave it free? Do I want
so
to
you
do
still
three?
have options even in your one style?
Thank you very much. But that's how her hair has been. I keep saying to myself, when one day someone will open these tweets, what will they find? Like
Inside,
I don't know, inside, because there's a way I dodge it. Like I'm really dodgy. But every time I'm done,
it looks fresh.
Her hair always looks fresh. Yeah. So what kind of tips, tricks, can you give? Can you give us that? Yeah.
That's interesting, Manela, what you just shared. Mine would be about my boys eating, because they're really, really picky eaters. When I want them to eat avocado because I know it's healthy and they're hesitant, I'll just run to YouTube, because they love YouTube videos. They'll show all the benefits of avocado. They love footballers and what they eat. So when they see that this footballer has eaten, Cristiano eats this and that's why he's a star, they'll be like, to get on it. I need that avocado. When you don't serve it, then you have problems. Yes, so I run to, the YouTube videos work it for me. Another one would be for me with a baby. You know how everyone complains about a new mother taking 80 hours in the bedroom when you have to go anywhere. So I ensure I organize everything they need for the next day if there's a travel. Even if I'm just going for immunization, I can take her because I have to dress myself. I'm not the mother who goes out just looking like... I'm not that mother. So if I want to have time for myself, I'll make sure the kids' stuff is organized, her diaper, her everything that I'll need for the day that we travel. And then that gives me time. So that has worked for me. Because before I would be disorganized, doing everything in the morning, and it takes a lot longer,
And you have 4 babies. So.
And I have 4 babies.
So, because I remember packing to leave when someone would invite you for something and you have to leave with your child.
I know when oh my God, I've forgotten that bottle. Now I need some water. Now I need
there's always something that's going on.
So I always had a list in the baby bag, so that I don't forget. So I would keep ticking and so I would always know I need diapers and I put them. Because I'm so scattered. You guys think Angie is scattered? We are sisters. We are twins.
Do we think
You said it.
Wow. Did I say that? Did I me? How? What was I thinking? But anyway, we're real twins on that one. And so I need a list which people should see me when that list would be not there. Where's the list? And I would look for the list before I look for other things. I wouldn't look for the diapers, nothing. I'd be on my way.
But even with your list, wouldn't you find that you've missed something?
No, so whenever I would miss something, I would add it on that list so that the next time this happens, I'm not distressed.
But that list is long. Either way, whether you miss or no, it's time. It really takes a lot of time. Get people in the car and move You know, it's like you have to start the night before.
So
getting
COVID is
people
helping
ready.
some of us.
Yeah, I
in
think
those-
so. Also. Well, mine, I have like a tip and a hack. So my hack is definitely kitchen hack. I, like Manuela, don't do very well with maids, with people living in my house who are not my blood relatives. So I find myself having to do a lot of the, not mostly housework, but the kitchen work. Like I have to cook, prepare food for us to eat and things like that. But of course you can't prepare a full meal every single day, like a healthy meal for you and your child every single day. So I've always had this thing, and luckily, you know, there are people who have those problems. Their husbands don't eat food that has been in the fridge. Katiawa, I don't know how to assist those people. But if you have a flexible partner in the house, and if no one at home has those stomach problems that my food got kept, it's always better, like if you're doing stews, like the sauces especially, like do peas, do beans, do beef, and have small containers where you like
You're my sister
everything.
from
I cook in bulk. Yeah, you can think I'm cooking for
Like
your
on
family.
Sunday.
You can think it's Eid at my home.
Yeah.
When I'm starting to prepare, I cook peanuts, beans, beef, everything that takes a while to cook and stew. I cook and
Just
then
a
I
quick
pack
one.
in
If
small.
it's peas,
Yeah.
how many kgs of peas would take you for a week?
Yeah, I know peas in money.
In
Yeah,
cups.
in money and in cups. They tell you 4,000 a cup.
Okay.
Kati, I do like for 10,000, like that. Yeah, but we
okay,
see we're
so it
also
takes
only
fewer.
2 people, so this
Yeah.
also works better
Yeah,
in
when
if you're
you're
small.
few.
But because
Yeah.
now I might cook for a week, and that can be Angie's home.
That's
In one
true.
day,
That's
you get.
true.
So of course it's a thing that you
Yeah.
can do depending on the
number of people
number
that you
in your
have.
household.
Yeah.
So me, that's usually my hack. So I just get out, defrost, put in a pan, cook again, pretend to put some birungo so the house smells a little nice. Put in some karoiko, some curry powder, the things that cook really quickly like that. Then people smell, they think you've done a fresh. Kumbe, the thing has been in the freezer for a month even.
Yes, I have
Tomatoes and onions,
Very
like
good,
tomatoes
very
already
good.
pre-done.
You
So
don't
in
need
my
to-
that addition, I also put those ones which have already been
Which
frozen,
have already
like
been,
it's-
and then you put back.
I've always had this thing where
Yeah.
I feel like I want to come and ask my kids, like, what do you want to eat? Matoke, peas, granuts, blah, blah, blah. Then they're like, I want beef, and I can give you
bring it
beef.
out.
Yeah.
I
Pull out.
want beans, and I can give you beans. Like we just
Yeah.
pull out
Then you
and
pull
then
out.
you eat. I've always found that really fascinating until I learned other
Cooking.
ways.
And also, I think I love that because there's food at any time. Of
There's
that
always
day.
food.
Yes.
Even those
There's
problems having
always
bagenyi
food.
who come
just
unexpectedly
show up,
at lunchtime. You can remove the thing again, choo choo, and boom. And then mine, like the tip I have used that my mom prepared me for from when my kid was much younger, that if you don't want to have be disturbed, my mom knows I'm not about bad life. So for me, there are disturbances. If you want to be able to do your own things and have a child and not have your schedule always be meshed up like that, you know, then you have to start from the word go, trying to raise your children as independent as you possibly can. And how do you start from when they're young? Everything they do, their kids like to do things. Like I witnessed something today. A little girl was trying to pour oil to boot her face, and the mom said, no, let me help you. You're already removing from that child.
yes.
Children want to do things by themselves, but we always don't want maybe the mess. It's going to take a longer time. My mom always told me, you leave the person to learn. Teach, let them see as you're doing, so they just keep emulating and copying. They want to do. Children want to be independent
you do
as
also
quickly as
understand,
possible.
that sometimes parents need to go.
Yeah. So there's times it will not always be like that,
like
yes.
weekend
But when you
and
can,
she's talking about it, right,
it's
from
Bianca. Bianca wanted to
So this is what happened.
Bianca wanted to
Bianca wanted to
we were not in a hurry to go anywhere.
Yes. And when she's doing like her legs, her hands, she's amazing. But the face, like it goes beyond like the face. So when she's doing for the face, that one I'm like, I need the nyabo, that one.
That one.
That one let me manage
help
that
you.
process, because after she comes, mommy, I'm sweating, mommy, and then I've gone through that whole, honey, you just need to put a little drop of baby oil and it's not getting. But the rest of the body, you see the rest of the body she was.
She actually applied the whole bottle. I understood. It was put a whole bottle. So yeah, so basically it's
Yeah.
just a tip of independence that children don't. You don't need to wait for them to turn 12 for them now to start doing their own things, washing their own white. So if there's something that they can help you, now you become partners in the home. For of course at age appropriately, what they can manage at a certain age, and then you keep going. Let them do. So that, and for me, it has really, really helped me. My son has always been independent. My son cooks, like he'll cook for me at home even now. Yeah, because sometimes I don't want a child. I just want a minute to lie down. Mommy, breakfast. Hey, can't you do the egg? What is the problem? What's the hard thing? Can't you pick something from the fridge? You know, I want yogurt. Can't you just open the fridge and get and independence? That's all. As simply as that.
That's really cool. And I think there's just no end to kitchen hacks. I mean, all of us here can share like 5 things that have helped us like figure out. My maid is a walk-in. So there are times, of course, when she won't cook. And then she has Sunday off. So on those days, there are certain things that I've put in place. I make sure I have a meal plan. Okay. Yeah, so every day I know what I want to cook in advance. So I know a friend who had a meal plan that lasted months, but my palate is a bit, it needs to be changed a bit. Yeah. So every week I come up with a meal plan. I just sit one day and say on Monday we shall, based on what is in the kitchen. Yeah. But my tip to get your child to drink water and hydrate. You know when your child goes to the loo and their pee is so yellow, you're like, man, you need to drink water. But because they are so busy, you're busy, you can go like days, the child only drinks like juice or like, and they're not hydrating. So I get like a really cool bottle. You know how kids like straws and stuff. And I fill it with water and leave it in where he can access. Because I know in his games and in his movement, he will come across the bottle and sip some water. Yeah. That way, even if it's half a cup or like half a bottle, I know he has hydrated for that. I actually got that tip from a friend of mine called Fiona. Well, shout out to you. Her son, though, for him, he loved drinking water. So she would put like bottles of water around the house. Yes, and he would just sort of keep drinking.
So you talk about that trick and that tip, and you remind me of how I used to get like the kids in this whole independence thing, not having to watch and all of those things. One of the things that I used to do, like when the kids are ready to start crawling and everything, was as opposed to having all their toys in one place, I would put them in their eyesight view, but away from them. And then sit. So I'm not there trying to encourage, hello, come baby, come baby. No. The toy they want is there. So before you know it, they're trying their best. Even at the point of walking and what, I'll put the toys like on top of chairs. So they are trying their best to, without being intentional about it.
Oh, in my case, it's been long since I played with the tricks on my kids because now they are much older. But in terms of kitchen hacks, tricks, tips, what I try to do is, you know how expensive food is. And then, so what I try to do, if I buy bacon, I always ensure I chop it up and put it in rice or in pasta. So you're not doing a lot of it. So if you come into my house at breakfast and they've made bacon, you can hear how I shout, Bantu way, you've spoiled food. This is supposed to be diced up and, put into something else. So, but of course, these are things you learn from your mommy when you're young. We're very good at mixing leftovers and, just making something come alive. But in terms of tips for life, earlier on, because we started going on holiday with our children when they were very young. But you can imagine moving around with 4 kids. And when they're younger, the space is really... So I learned to pair them up. They would buddy up. So number 1 with number 3, number 2 with number 4. So as they've grown older and older, now when I have a situation with number 3, I just WhatsApp number 1 in the UK and I tell him, you know what, Papa, Michael is misbehaving. I don't even need to tell the dad because maybe even if I told the dad, the effect isn't as good as when he hears it from his brother. Or Asante has an issue, I'm like, Leo, sort her out. And it started when they're young, but somehow it has
completely
Amazing.
stayed the
No,
same.
don't say it's amazing. You have one baby. I don't know what you're going
No,
to
because I
do.
see people running around with their bunches of kids in their mouth. And if they can hear this body system.
I know.
Yeah.
That is yeah.
But this is definitely
Absolutely, and
using
much
that
as I
word.
try, you should, especially if you have if you have more than one child. It's crazy, you know. You can't keep it up. Of course, now I pretend to be all into the whole mommy thing, but I was the type of mom who used to love enjoying life. You know, those things of you just chill on Saturday, your friends come, you want to drink in peace. Go on, and that's sorted. So yeah, those have helped us
Mine
get through
hasn't
life.
worked. I tried to call Becca and Bianca. The Bianca comes and says, but now it's my turn to be the leader. I'm like, no, that's not how this buddy thing
They
works.
both want to be.
They want both. It's like some power play.
Yes,
so, but
yes,
I'm not
they-
going to have any other children. Now.
Okay, if they're two, sometimes you get bored of budding up. As I said, the four, sometimes I shift them around.
Yeah.
But even the young one needs to be a leader sometimes. Otherwise, they become the reporter.
Exactly. I already see how I'm banding my.
I know I should be closing the show, but I feel like I can't go without talking about a kitchen hack. And mine has always been cooking matoke in Indagala using a rice cooker. Every mother needs to learn that.
Go on.
Cooking matoke mundagala, but using a rice cooker.
Wow.
Because all you want to do is to steam. So
Yes.
water at the bottom, your matoke in dagala in that that
The
little
steamer
basket, the
basket.
steamer basket at the top. Cover your rice cooker and leave it to steam.
So how
Steam
long
your
does
mat-
it stay in there?
It's as long as you want to
Kubobeza.
Say they are
to
lulu.
alur girl. Yes, let me tell you, as an alur married to a Muganda, that hack was extremely useful because now that meant I could even put matoke on like at 6 a.m. and by 1 p.m. the matoke is
Kubobera.
it's kubobera. It has kubobera.
That's like 6 hours.
Yeah, like 6 hours, like the normal
Should be
time you
about
would.
6 hours.
In a rice cooker.
Yeah.
No. Yes.
Yes.
Remember, you squeeze it, then you put it back.
Yeah.
Because the shakers you have to open,
So you open,
smash, squeeze,
Uh-huh.
then put back.
then you even put fresh ndagala even if you want.
How is your
Put
young
fresh
family?
ndagala. It is the same as I would if I had bought charcoal.
I know charcoal is now expensive also.
Thank you. Charcoal is expensive. I tell nails. I tell water. No,
Miss
no.
Alur.
Yes, Miss Alur.
Otufumbiza omwami waffe ettooke eri mu ndagala tukwebaza nnyo nnyo.
Are you a mother out there like me who has come up with some hot tips, tricks, and hacks as a mother? Would like to share with each other. You just never know whose life you might be saving with that trick. And remember, part of parenting is ensuring your child has the best education ever. True EduSafe can give you exactly that. Go to prudential.ug to find out more and sign up. Until next time, with love from Bumplug.